as we get a little deeper into the subject, how do adults learn?
Right. Yeah, because when we're kids, right, we show up at school and we do what the teacher says. The teacher asks us to do times table or memorize the country of the world, and we say yes. But if today I asked our listeners to memorize all the countries of the world and all their capitals and how to spell them, as adults, we would say, I don't think so. I've got better things to do. And so really, when we talk about the science of how adults learn, the step number one is what we teach has to be relevant to them. And some of that goes down to the physiology of the brain and specific chemicals and hormones we even need to have present in the brain for that adult brain to learn. Because when we think of connections in the brain, they really are physiological electrical connections that must connect from one part of the brain to the other. And certain electrical connections in the brain are more likely to stimulate change and stimulate behavior. So number one, when we want to reach an adult, we have to answer the question of what's in it for me for them very quickly, within 30 seconds. What's in it for me? And it seems like a selfish thing for that learner to ask, but if we're the teacher, that's really treating that learner with respect. I'm teaching you this today because this is how it's going to help you, or this is how it's relevant to your job. When we recognize something as relevant as an adult, we kind of sit up, we kind of lean forward, and we're willing to participate. And what happens in our brain as far as hormones and chemicals is one key chemical starts to rise. And if it rises to the right level, our brain is at the right spot, the right ability to grow new connections. And that hormone we need to motivate is actually a little bit of adrenaline. Now, adrenaline, as we know, is a tricky hormone, right? Because at the right level, we lean forward, we make eye contact, we're engaged. But if adrenaline gets too high as a mammal, and as humans, of course, we are mammals, we respond one of three ways, right? We're going to fight back. We may run away, or we may freeze and play dead to survive. Our brain resorts back to that place. And we see that sometimes as teachers in a room, don't we? We see folks sort of run away to their phones, or they just start doing other things. And when that learner does that, it's because we have not reached both their head and their heart in a way that they're willing to engage with us. So step one as a teacher, you have to say, what is my hook? What am I going to say to grab that learner in a way that pulls them in so they actually listen?